the real power of the generative AI inside the Photoshop you can see when you're retouching photos. And right here, for example, I'll select few of the photos and we're going over workflow to show you how to use Firefly AI in retouching your photos. So for example, right here I have a few photos, and in this photo, let's go ahead and open. Doing this, we'll just double click to open our photo inside the camera raw. This photo was shot on a Canon R5 in a RAW format. RAW format allowed us to adjust some elements. For example, if we have a too much hot spot, usually what I do, I'll take our highlights, we'll take highlights down, pop up a little bit shadows up. Personally, I like to make image look a little bit flatter because it's allowed me after in post more work with the shadow and highlights. For those who does video production, think about this. You bring your image, which is shot in a very wide range pixels. You want to bring like D-log, Cine-log, kind of in a way that you're processing your image to apply some LUTs and other things. In just recover some shadows and highlights, what we're going to do. Next, we'll leave our temperature as default. But in luminosity, usually what I do, because we look on some oranges, bring a little bit orange up in luminosity on this, so bring back highlights on a skin tone that we probably lost when we went and created highlights down. Okay, next, you want to have it sharpness set somewhere between like 50 and 70, depend. The reasoning for the increasing sharpness, because cameras, digital cameras, most of them like Canon, Sony and other ones, they have anti-aliasing filter built on the sensor, so it's meaning they make less sharpness, and it's to reduce some abbreviations, other artifacts that happen. Some cameras like Nikon does not have it, so be sure you know your camera, and if it doesn't anti-aliasing apply to this, I will recommend for you to take your sharpness and just increase a little bit. So next, we're also going in optics, and usually in optics I enable remove chromatic abbreviation. It's those color shifting mostly happen on the edge of the lens, and also we enable used profile correction for specific lens. This is removed artificial distortions from the glass that in the lenses. Okay, when we're done with this, let's go ahead and click open, and this is open inside Adobe Photoshop. In Adobe Photoshop, we can start work with generative AI from as we open the image, and you can see right here on the bottom we have it select subject, remove background. However, I want to keep it almost everything. I just want to remove like lights here on the sides and other things. You could technically select everything at once, like we select these lights here, hold down shift, select a little bit light on top. You can go and select all of these pieces and add together, and it does work. But because you use generative AI, sometimes, well, it's give you 3 options you can select it, and the more elements you're selecting in your image, the most likely some of them won't be what you want to do. So for me, like for example right here, I see this is the biggest problem will be, so I will select and replace in generative AI this is by itself. So let me show you example, because we're going to select like this image, generative fill. I don't even need to put anything, because nice things about the Firefly AI, it will analyze all pictures and know which one put it. Notice it's sending to the server. Yes, it is communicating and send to the NVIDIA, huge NVIDIA rendering farm in Adobe. And this is one other things by using subscription. So it's send there, render, and coming back with result. It's processed quite a bit fast. Actually, I was surprised how fast that will process. And actually, this did a very good job, because many times what's happening, you'll have it like spotlight right here, but this is did a very good job, and I will keep it just one of them. Let's look next what we have it. We have option to select black one. So let's go select this another dish on top. Actually, that is a modifier, it's a deep dish. Next, we can go ahead and zoom a little bit in. Let me go ahead, zoom in, and hold down Shift button. We can select additional, and if it's your overlap, it's okay, because overlapping will help AI to analyze. And we'll just go select right there, moving. Legs here. Notice we have its shadows. I'm selecting shadows, and we'll select this yellow power cable. Okay, let's go look right there. I don't like it. It should done a very good job, but just in case, sometimes you don't want to select different subject that may conflict it. So we'll go right, select here. Remember, you hold down Shift key to allow you kind of stack all of this selection. We definitely don't want this in our shot. I'm just going to select like right here, and we'll select this. Okay, I think this is look okay. And next, let's go ahead, click Generative Fill, Generate, and that should actually just go with surrounding and fixing. And we have our magic. You can see how they disappear. I mean, it done a very good, perfect job. If you don't like some effect, you can kind of going between 3 variations it's giving to you. But I think my actual first variations I like the best. Next, I want to look on an image, and this time we remove all items that kind of pop up in our eyes, and we want maybe work on a balance. One is windows on the side, and I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not. It does. If we remove it, it's kind of disbalanced. So I want definitely remove this white. Okay, I'm going to just select this area, generate, and while generating, you can see that in our layers we have several of them. We have it all the separate elements. That's why I like to create multiple selection, because it's allowed us stack them, and if you don't want it, you can go back and regenerate again. And here is disappearing. Let's look again, and nope, too white. Shadow actually kind of nice. It's calculating even the shadow. I think this one will work best. Again, you can see before and after here, all elements. Okay, let's look right here on crop tool. And the crop tool, if we set and readjust, we want probably around right there, expanding. This has allowed us a little bit more balancing, maybe around right there. And I'm looking on the lines. This is have it yellow. Well, it's because background we actually can set. But what we're interested in is generative expand. We also have a content aware field, older one, but generative expand will help us analyze image and put it. So let's go ahead. We'll do this, and we'll just click generate. And again, this does very good job by expanded our window. Let's preview other options. We have it open, kind of a little bit closed. I think I like this one the best. It's have it less distractions. Whereas other ones, we do have it light, but with expanding, it's kind of give it us this little bit balancing around. Okay, you know what? Let's do other things. We'll see. So if we click and we try maybe just realign, and I'm just looking on this back line, be sure it is look straight again. And we'll go another one, generate a fill. And you can see it's created for us image. Again, we can click to preview. I think number 2 look better. Let's see what's happening. If you remember, this is our original image we started before we even expand or anything. Next, we remove the big kind of dish was on top, and if for some reason you generated for you like a white spot, you can always take brick, clone around this area and select it again, then it will be properly. Okay, we remove small details, and did a very good job on this cleaning. Next, we remove some additional details, separate them if you can. Try to avoid change everything in one single image, because if you don't like it, something, just one details, you need to regenerate again. But if you separate them, it's much easier just to work on this one. Okay, and here we have our image. Of course, our next step, what we want to do, it is little bit retouching. Let's go closer to our subject. And what is jumping in my here, for example, this line on a pants now. So let's select our tool, and I'm just going to select this line right here. Okay, hold down Shift key. We'll select another line here, little bit more line here, just in the pants, and we have a seam also going to run this area and around this area. Okay, well, maybe a little bit here as well. Let's go ahead, click Generative Fill again, Generate. And there is complete. Notice we still have some line, and that's the reason why we can actually cycle. Ooh, I like number 3. I think 3 is one to keep. You just make this seam go away, look a little bit nicer. Okay, at that step, I think with Generative AI we kind of done. Next, what we want to do is just general retouching. And as we're doing this video, let's go just look how we're going to retouch. One, we definitely want attention on the face, on conversations, the chair a little bit brighter, some little bit brighter lights on the end, just general maybe retouching. Okay, let's go ahead, press Ctrl Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E on a Mac. This will take every layer, active layer, and combine them, creating new layers by merging copy of them. So we still have layers behind, but this is right on the top. And I want to actually apply filter, noise, dust, and scratches. And we want actually on the face create a bit smaller. This will help us create this kind of painter effect. Alt or Option and click on a mask. This will create a black mask, so we can paint in, and we want to use it brush. We want to be sure it's a soft round brush, and we want opacity about 10%. Let's go to zoom in now, and right there I can go and paint. Well, it is a little bit out of focus, but it's okay, because what we're going to do, actually we want to use the white color, I think. Yes, because we kind of will zoom. Usually I probably won't use this image because of focus, but it's worked very well for the demo. And I'm just kind of smoothing out. You want to do in some areas where you want a little bit smooth out. Okay, let's zoom out. That is look good. Okay, Control Shift Alt E again. That one will be our hair. And for the hair, we're going to filter. Okay, we go to stylize, oil painting, and oil painting we want stylization 10, clearness 10, scale probably let's go with 0.5, bristle detail 1.5. I think this is good. Let's go click OK. Again, we don't want to apply to everywhere. We want to actually bring even more out. For this, we'll go filter, sharpness, unsharp mask, and we'll take unsharp mask maybe about 150. Click OK. Hold down Shift or Option or Alt and click on a mask. So it will create mask for us. And again, we'll go just take a white brush, 10%, and we'll go to brush in. All what it does is create this little bit cleaning in the hair. Work also very well like on a fur. You can see it's add somewhat like painting effect almost to this, you know. And because we combine just slightly with our brush, it's add this beautiful curling things. Okay, there you go. Let's go create a next level, and next we're going to use techniques called dodge and burn. By the way, you see a line on the side, probably a little bit off. I'm going to just bring, okay, let's go right there. It's like maybe around here. There we go. We cut, and we'll just press cut. So this is just should crop this side a little bit for us. Just with some white line there, I don't want it. Okay, so what we want to do, it is dodge and burn use techniques. Dodge and burn is old techniques used in traditional photography, and of course it is kind of migrated and moved towards the digital. What it does, it's allowed some object become the brighter and some darker, and because the luminosity is what determines the shape of the object, we kind of can apply to do this. We can flatten or bring something details up. Okay, for this we'll need to create new layer, and we want to fill this layer with 50% gray, normal 100% opacity. So you can see it's like totally gray layer. Next, let's go ahead, set to soft light. Soft light contrast based blending mode, which will hide 50% gray, but anything darker, if we go with paint with black, be darker and white whiter. So it's kind of will affect this way. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll zoom in closer, like right there. And of course, we again will go with 10%. I'll add a little bit shadows. Switch to the white. It's like X. It's what I said on my key. You can notice right here how the switch, see how they're flipping. So this is kind of nice. Okay, and we'll just add highlights right now. You can always follow the natural highlights, and this will help. X key pressing will help you to jump between dark and black and white, whatever those ones. So it will help, and we'll just a little bit more emphasize on some elements. Okay, let's zoom out. So with shadows, if you notice already the chair we want to do, but usually what I'm done, I'll do one layer like this, dodge and burn, just for the models itself. Next, we're going to create another one, same 50% gray, fill up, and switch to soft light. Let's rename this one, we'll call dodge and burn model. And this one we'll call dodge and burn environment. Okay, now as we're in an environment, we can go ahead and kind of add dark right now, shadows. So we're going, let's zoom out a little bit more. We can dim down slightly stuff here. Overall, it is kind of freehand vignetting almost, because we want to pay attention to our model. Yes, we don't want it pay attention to details. We want people look on details afterwards, and that's what make actually a very nice image. If people come, they look on the image first, but longer they look, they found some details, and that is kind of bring them. Okay, and next we'll just right there, just highlight here. Okay, let's look what we have. So before and after, you can see how we isolated our object, bring object, leave it better. Next we want to do is going to add some of the coloring to this. And coloring, actually before coloring, let's add another layer, and the same will fill up with a 50% gray, and we'll call it noise. Almost any time when I retouch with this, let's go switch soft light and blending mode. Almost any time when I want to add additional noise, because if we look closer on where we're smoothing, and you'll notice some elements will have a higher noise, and certainly this does not, and this is jump in eyes. So do this again. We have it 50% gray in soft mode, and we're going to filter noise, add noise, and as add noise, we don't want big, maybe 7, 6 will work fine. Uniform, be sure it's monochromatic. Click OK, and there you go. Now if we look on the image, we should have it kind of noise, see like right there, one. See how noise appear, disappear. This has helped to bind the image together on a micro level, so it's going kind of looking nicer. And I think color stylizations will be our last step in this case. For this, we're going to create the adjustment layer, and we're going to select on the colors. So over here, let's go with the curves. So we'll select curves. We're going to blending mode, and blending mode select to the color. Now on our curves, we go select blue. We take this bottom door and bring up higher to the blue. So that I want to create shadows kind of cold, and higher it's warm. We always have this higher cold kind of environment which make look nice. So like right there. And let's convert the dark blue a little bit more to cyan. We can do with the red, just take a bring red a little bit here and add. Sometimes this may create artificial kind of coloring if you don't like it, but maybe too much. You can go in opacity, and just for this specific color layer, we'll just create around this opacity. Okay, I think this is kind of done. Of course, your always last step is going and put your signature. And I'm just going to put it kind of my slogan. Up to you how you putting your text. Usually I create very small and I stick somewhere in a corner with low opacity. And it still be there. It's been people who want it, they can see and find. People who does not want it, they will remove it. Doesn't matter how you put it. You saw how we easy replace components and everything with the smart AI. So if you do the same with copyrights or other people put it, it's will easy can replace it. So in this case, I don't see it. But if you put it on top like above, it can look ugly. So I see, like for example, yeah, if we have it like this, for example, and we just let's put right around there. It's ugly, okay? It's a watermark. If you in this, you can put it, but I think we just make people who enjoy art suffering just because couple of the bad people who still can remove this very easy. Okay, I think we're done at this level. I think it's look good. Well, just save and put it. Well, thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, share, and see you next time.